Rutherford Issues with Bryan Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Are you curious about electric vehicles? Well, MTE's Drive EV program has resources to help you. Visit driveev.com. Our conversation today is all about the Salvation Army. And joining us today is Misty Ratcliff. She is the Development and Communications Relations Manager with the Salvation Army. And that's kind of a mouthful, I guess, but it means you've got a lot going on, right?
Yeah, it does. I oversee all of our communication and messaging, but I also have some fundraising responsibilities. So it's kind of a 50-50 job.
Yeah, I guess that would be right. So, we didn't really have a chance to catch up on all of the things that are going on, but it's always a busy season, it seems, at Salvation Army, but we're about to get into your really busy season, aren't we?
Yes, we actually are probably already there. We've been doing angel tree signups, of course, with all the different partners in the community. And so right now the teams are working through reviewing those applications, getting everything approved. So we're already kind of heavy into that phase that most people don't get to see. So yeah, we're already headed that direction. So
our school getting back in the fall, and I know we're even coming up on fall break, but it's been a couple of months since we've had the chance to catch up with you. You go from summertime and camps and a lot of success there. A lot of kids got to go to camp and experience something that they maybe wouldn't have had the chance to do otherwise.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, summer camp this year was great. We had the opportunity to send kids to several different types of camp. And, we have our community camp every year, but we had some that got to go to a wilderness camp. And rough it a little bit more. We had some that go to teen camp, and then we had several that went to one of our music camps. We had a 1-week music camp, but we also have our 4-week conservatory. And so we had a lot of kids that attended those. And from that, we are looking at how to build a youth music education program in Nashville and encompassing Murfreesboro as a whole group. And as a part of that, they've started a regional band so that we actually have musicians at each of our core, Murfreesboro, of course, included. And they had their first practice a few weeks ago all together. And so we're really excited about kind of rebooting our music program across the area. And the music camp is a really big part of that because it gives kids in our community a chance to go at no cost. They don't have to know how to play an instrument before they go and get this introduction to music and hopefully fall in love with it and have it carry them forward through the rest of their school years into college. Scholarships come with music a lot of times, and it just gives them a good opportunity to learn and grow and express themselves. So,
I don't think I understood, got to talk, I guess maybe it was either the last time we talked about the Salvation Army or the time before, about how important, I guess, music has been throughout the history of the Salvation Army.
Yes, absolutely. So that was a way that we drew attention to ourselves back in the day when we first got started. It was a way to draw attention to the mission and to the message and kind of pull people in. And so the brass band was something that was formed very early on in the Army and has just carried forward with us. I mean, usually you'll see one of our brass bands marching in like the Rose Bowl every year. And so it is just something that's a deep part of our tradition that is, something that has brought people to us, but also gives so much back to them. And it allows for us just to have another way to engage.
Yeah, that and donuts. That happened over the summer too.
Yes. Oh, yes. The donut day is never missed.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, it was fun to learn about some of those things as well. The Rutherford County Corps continues to grow. I mean, Rutherford County continues to grow, and so do the services that are needed here. And I'm sure that you all are seeing that still with the evening meal, all that. Lots of people really count on what happens at the Salvation Army here in Rutherford County, and I'm sure that probably bears out in some numbers that you all see that people are utilizing the services here more.
Yeah, I mean, the shelter is never there's not typically any spots empty at the shelter just because, that's just a great need for the community. And it's something that we've been engaging with the community about. We started our Red Shield Dialogues this year, and we held one last month that was focused on family homelessness. And so we had the local hero represent, or not hero, sorry, that's the Nashville version. The local McKinney-Vento representative came and spoke. Judith Tackett, who is a homelessness consultant came and taught and spoke, and we had somebody with lived experience that spoke and just talked about specifically families and homelessness and what that means, and the misconceptions around it sometimes, and how the support is spotty in some ways simply because of the funding, federal funding, state funding, all those the public funding. The guidelines around that require people to be literally homeless before they can access those funds. But within the schools, the McKinney-Vento Act, there's a different definition within the Department of Education. It just means that you don't have a permanent place to live. And so you've got a lot of families that are bouncing couch to couch or home to home, that they can't get access to any of the resources that are funded through those public funds because they're not literally homeless. And so getting people to understand the different levels of people experiencing homelessness and the struggles, I think is really important. For the community to understand. And then, of course, we have our next one coming up next Thursday, and it is going to focus on barriers and bridges, understanding mental health and homelessness. And so the host unit with the Murfreesboro Police Department is going to be helping us present that. So if you're interested and want to come out and hear about it, just let us know, and we can give you all the information. It's a midday. There's going to be a mental health fair at 11. Lunch, and it's going to be 11:30, and then the presentation starts around noon. So if you'd like to join us, just let us know. If you're interested in learning more about this area, we would love to share it with you, so that the community is better educated on what is definitely a issue that's popping up and growing for the community.
Yeah. It sounds like we need to get together on the proper definition for homelessness, because it's creating some issues that I guess we could probably better help folks if we were working from the same sheet of music on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, just different departments, they kind of define it a little bit differently. So yeah, we operate how we can. We operate how we can, but having people understand the whole overarching kind of challenges is good too, so that they can kind of see where some of those pitfalls can be, and that it's not necessarily just issue of not wanting to potentially step in.
Yeah. Well, the meeting, you said it's next Thursday?
Yes, October 2nd.
Okay. And remind us again where it's being held.
So that's going to be held at our Murfreesboro core. So that's 1137 West Main Street there in Murfreesboro. And if you're interested in coming, you can call Reagan Love, and her phone number is 615-613-5063.
Okay, very good. And you can find right there at the office. For sure. So that's another way to do that. Misty Ratcliff is joining us this morning with Salvation Army, the Development and Communications Relations Manager. And so that's a very important thing that is going on. Misty, I know I kind of led into this a second ago, and you said Angel Tree. I guess work is going on with that now. So let's tackle that before Red Kettle. Angel Tree, you've had, I think, a lot of success over the last couple of years identifying the need and where to go for that need, and those are some really important relationships. It kind of piggybacks off of what you were talking about a moment ago with the school system and homelessness and how that is related, but you get a lot of help from county and city schools, I think, here.
Yes, so we reach out to the county and city schools and let them know that Angel Tree registration is available. And so right now we have kind of maxed out our application limit for this year. As we go through and review applications, if we do have spots become available, we'll post to our social media that we've got a limited number of spots that are still available and reopen that application process. But right now it is closed because we have reached our limit currently. And so we're reviewing those applications right now, and then we will have those angels ready for adoption to the community starting November 7th. And we'll have those online, and we'll have them at a couple of locations here in the community itself. We'll put those on our website once we finalize where those are going to be. And of course, we're looking for volunteers already to help us set up for Angel Tree, to help us when all the gifts are coming back, make sure each of those bags is checked, everybody has what they're supposed to have. And then our family distribution will be mid-December, and we'll need volunteers to help us to get those gifts loaded into people's cars and have them, headed home for a happy Christmas with their families.
Yeah, that is quite the process. And, the Salvation Army has obviously had, and locally too, of course, had experience with the day of distribution. But man, if you want to see toys flying out of a gym like nothing else, so you come by and help out, and it's really pretty remarkable to see. And the community comes together. A lot of the business community comes together and helps with Angel Tree a lot.
Oh, yes, absolutely. A lot of our angels are adopted by corporations to, get their staff involved and adopt those angels. So we couldn't do it without the community. There's absolutely no way, from providing the gifts to, the manpower needed to do it. Our teams are not that big. Our staff is not that big, and everybody's got jobs that they do year round. So the volunteer hands are needed just to make sure that, there's families and those in the community that get the support they need. Not just to put toys under the tree for Christmas, but it allows parents to kind of reduce their stress because they're likely, as a parent myself, it's like, I need something under the tree for my child just so that she feels normal, so that she can go back to school and talk about what she gets. And, if you have to maybe not pay a bill in order to do that, parents make that choice. And what we're trying to do is help parents not have to make that choice, help them, stretch that budget and not get into trouble because they're trying to just be a good parent and provide that normalcy for their kids, which we all want. So that's really ultimately what it kind of comes down to. So,
and we're talking about, we're not just talking about a handful of kids here. I mean, we're in the hundreds that receive this help. So you'll start seeing the angels out, I guess, fairly soon. I mean, I know we haven't gotten to October yet, but it won't be long.
A little over a month. November 7th is when we'll have those out for everybody to start adopting. And then our last day, I think gifts are due back around December 5th. So roughly a month of adoption and returns. And then we take about 2 weeks to make sure everything's in order. And then the families come back to get their gifts. And
pretty quick after that, I guess that's when we'll start seeing the red kettles out. It's usually right around Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. So we will, I think we are planning in Murfreesboro. We don't have a date specifically yet to do a Red Kettle kickoff in early November. We'll share that as soon as we have that nailed down. But yes, kettles, regularly you'll start seeing them right around Thanksgiving, maybe a day or two ahead of time, but definitely by Black Friday. And then we'll be out all the way through Christmas Eve. Just out there in front of the stores in different areas. Bells are definitely a sound of Christmas. And so what we need is volunteers to help us keep those bells ringing throughout the season across the city. And we actually already have our volunteer system up and ready and accepting volunteers there in Murfreesboro. So you can go to salvationarmymurfreesboro.org, go to our Red Kettle page, and there's a link there that will take you to register for your shifts at our kettles. We're looking for groups that are willing to sign up and take the Red Kettle Challenge, which is just a little bit more of a commitment. You're looking to say, me and my group will raise $1,000 for the Salvation Army this year. And you can do that by standing in front of a store. You can do that by having a digital kettle or any combination of. And that's just, $1,000 in a kettle is enough to usually cover one person in supportive housing for about a month, or it provides about 100 meals with case management. And so there's a real impact that comes from the kettle that I don't think a lot of people know. They know we do a lot of good stuff. They know that we're a trusted organization, but when you can tie the funds that are raised directly with the impact, I think it helps people understand, oh, I'm actually, really helping change people's lives by, standing here ringing the bell and, just wishing people a Merry Christmas. So anybody who's interested, just visit our website and we can help you get signed up if you need help, or you can do it yourself.
Yeah, and I'll put links, by the way, to all of that on our website. And it's not too late to go ahead and find the dates that you want to volunteer and ring the bell. And maybe this is a way to encourage your staff, if you're a business owner, to give back to the community. And registertoring.com is up and going, I guess.
It is. Yeah, it is already. We've had some people already start signing up as much like a month or so ago. I was surprised but happy. So yeah, go ahead and grab your spots. They do fill up. Certain days, certain locations do fill up. So go ahead and snag your spot now, and you'll be all set for the season.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, Misty, it's been fun catching up with you. And did we touch on everything that you wanted to hit on today?
Only other thing I'll throw out there is we are planning a fall festival at our Murfreesboro location November 8th. It's going to be from 3 to 5 p.m. And so it's going to have like food trucks, vendors, a prayer tent, book mobile, mobile book venue. So just, we would invite anybody in the community that's interested to come out and have a good time on November 8th. With us, and we'll have more information about that on our social media and our website soon, so you can follow us there for all the details.
Okay, so that would be on a Saturday. I'm assuming maybe midday, afternoon hours. Is that what you're looking at, or night?
3 to 5. 3 to 5 p.m.
3 to 5. All right, nice. And that would be a great opportunity if you haven't been by the local Salvation Army. And the address is weird, but if you just turn on New Salem Highway, you'll find it. I think I can't remember the actual address. I think it's Main Street, isn't it?
It's West Main. Yeah.
And that gets confusing, but it's that West Main does go right by the building, but a lot of people probably don't know that New Salem and West Main actually intersect right there. So, but just turn on New Salem as you're headed out toward Rockville and Eagleville, and it's right there on the right behind the technology school there. So very good. Yes. Well, as always, Misty, thanks for reminding us of that, and we'll get that fall festival information out to folks as well.
Sounds good. Thank you, Brian.
Right, thank you. Joining us today on WGNS and Rutherford Issues, our guest, Misty Ratcliff, the Development and Communications Relations Manager at the Salvation Army. Hey, if you missed any part of the program, we'll have the podcast up here real soon, WGNSradio.com. And from there, once you check the podcast out, go to the podcast section and look for Rutherford Issues. Can't miss it. All right. Thanks, friends, for joining us this morning. Stay tuned. More conversation straight ahead here on WGNS.